We pray at night for the helpless, hoping you get us through breakfast. Wishing somebody come save us. Black lightning's back, come to shock the haters.
What the job is doing a little Black Lightning. Talking about the episode before the crossover. I believe we're up to 7 or 8. I think it's 8. Yeah, I think it's 8. Episode 8. So, in this episode, it starts off with, you know, like Jeff, he's waking up and, you know, he's thinking about his wife, obviously, you know, and he ends up calling her. Lynn doesn't answer the phone because she's still tripping off that green light. And, you know, he's at that point, he's just like, all right, you know, like, I'm trying. You know, he tried everything he could do, but he's like, you know, like, there's work to be done. I got to go protect the city. I got to go protect Freeland. You know, while he's home, there's a moment where Henderson comes to his house. And Henderson's just like, hey, man, we got to get on the same page, man. And then he's just like, well, you know, I'm not going to get on the same page with you about, like, planting bombs and, like, blowing people up and, like, endangering innocent people. But then Henderson's just like, no, he's like, at Freeland Terrace. It's like, I guess it's an old apartment building where Jeff used to live back in the day when he was younger. One of the elders that lives in the building, she's, you know, like, she's there. And the ASA basically took over the building. They were just like, you know, like, they kicked all the residents out. And they were using the building as, like, a base of operation. But this one elderly black woman, you know, she refused to leave her apartment because she's been in that apartment since the 1960s and 70s. You know, so it was one of those situations. You know, so Henderson basically, you know, because, like, he knows he's Black Light, and Henderson went to appeal to Jeff to be like, yo, you know, help me out. So it wasn't exactly joining the resistance, but more like just helping out, like, a neighborhood person. So Jeff goes down to the building. He goes upstairs. He talks to the woman. She remembers him. You know, she's up there, like, you know, growing that marijuana, and you know, and then she's a teacher because, you know, when Jeff saw that she still had the grow house operation going, he's like, oh, I see you still doing what you're doing. And she was like, you can't afford nothing on a teacher's salary, baby. So she's, you know, so she still got the business. And it's cool that, you know, because I'm pretty sure Henderson knows that, you know, that she's out there selling weed. And, you know, like, Henderson never busted her. Like, Jeff obviously never turned her in. So they just let this old lady, you know, like, do her thing. So, you know, Jeff talks to her and he's just like, you know, like, they're coming for you. They're coming to get you. You got to get out of here. And she's like, I's not leaving. Because she's like, back in the 70s, I sat and marched. And, you know, we fought for black people to get in this building. And I took a picture with Obama and the fam right over. You know, it's like, it's classic. But, you know, but it makes sense because, you know, it's not like, I mean, because Jeff even told her, he was just like, listen, like, it's not worth it. And, I mean, it's like on the surface, like, is it worth your life? No. But for her, it's deeper than that because, you know, like, she grew up in that, like that building has history for her. You know, like, she did a lot of civil rights things in that building. Like, you know, she made a lot of, you know, she made history in that building. And she's not going to let, you know, like, the ASA kick her out. And then she told Jeff, she was like, you know, I'm kind of disappointed in you because she was just like, you know, like, you fought for, you know, for the people. And then she's like, I saw you get your ass whooped last week. And she's like, but you didn't fight back. And she's like, I'm going to fight back. But she old. And then, like, Jeff know, like, when the ASA roll up in there, they're not going to be kind about it. They're going to, like, drag her out and he don't want to see her get hurt. But the message kicked in because Jeff was like, you know what, she's right. You know, it's like, it's time to take a stand. And, you know, the ASA's been here long enough, so it's time to kick some ass. And then he called Gambi on the phone, and he was just like, yo, rally the troops. It's about to go down. And then as soon as he, like, you know, did the watch thing and the costume came on, it was like, you like in the background, you could just hear, like, collectively everyone watching go, aw, shit. You know, and then, like, he busted through the ASA, started whooping everybody's behind. You know, and then, like, a fight broke out, like, Henderson brought the troops over. You know, but then, you know, the ASA was just like, the ASA brought more troops too. Because, see, Braxton came back. And the general, like, the white chick from the last... Like, it's funny because, like, that lady and, like, I keep calling him Braxton. His name was, like, Williams or something. But that lady and the Braxton character, both of them have never been in the same place at the same time. It's almost like... You know, like, Sergeant Williams goes in, like, you know, he's being mean to people, whatever. Then something happens to him, he gets hurt, and then the white chick comes in, and then when the white chick tags out, it's like the two of them never actually been in the same place at the same time. But because last week when Black Lightning attacked the ASA, you know, when he did, like, that electrical smoke thing, she was in there. They said that she's hurt, and then, like, you know, so now, like, you know, Williams is taking over. And then, you know, so then after that, so he's about to storm the castle, you know. And then he's just like, you know, it's time to put these metas in their place. So he's getting ready to like launch an assault on Black Lightning. Gambi and Nissa, they were at the Sanctum because Gambi was about to go roll up on a radio station. Because the thing is, they're trying to get a message out to like the public because they found out that the ASA was telling the government that there's like a SARS outbreak in Freeland, and because of the SARS outbreak, they've quarantined the city and nobody can get in or out. But they're just like, ain't nobody got no SARS. Like, you're trying to create metahumans and trying to hurt people. So Gambi wants to get like a video footage of like a message out to the people, and there was like an old school radio tower because the ASA like blocked all digital communications, but they got an old school radio tower, and he was like, yo, we can use the old school tower. So Gambi and Nissa are about to go to the new tower, but then they hear the report. They were just like, yeah, Black Lightning's at a standoff with the ASA downtown. And then, Gambi's like, you know what, Nissa, go help your dad. And then I'm gonna, he's like, I'll go to the tower by myself. So, before she goes, like, Gambi hits the button, like, the Thunder costume shows up, and I'm like, thank God. Like, Thunder's back, because, I mean, I know they're the same person, but Thunder over Blackbird, because Blackbird had an attitude problem. So, Nissa puts the Thunder costume back on, Henderson shows up, with the resistance, Thunder's there kicking ass, Black Lightning's there, he sees his daughter in the Thunder costume, he's like, that's what I'm talking about, and then, she goes inside the building, and then Black Lightning's keeping the ASA at bay. When Nissa goes into the building, the ASA's in the building, like, she's knocking out ASA agents, and then she sees Khalil, for the second time. And then, I don't know why she told Khalil it was her, because she was like, you remember me from because she had on the Blackbird costume the first time they fought. And I don't know why she felt the need to say to him, you remember me from the last time, and then, he was just like, he's just like, oh yeah, he's like, I do remember you. He's like, yeah, nice suit. And then the two of them got into a fight, which was really cool. Like, I like when Nissa and Khalil get into one-on-one fights, because with their powers, it's like, it's very, it's hard hitting, and like, it's very explosive. But Nissa, she's Thunder now, like, she ain't Blackbird, so, she's protected by the Gambi suit. So Nissa, she ended up getting the better of him. There was a point where, like, she had knocked him through a room. And then, like, Khalil had, like, these goggles. Everybody wear goggles, protect their face. Like, Khalil's goggles had broke, and then she saw him, and then she's like, oh, shit, it's Khalil. And then she thunderclapped him out of the building. So now, Lynn knows Khalil's alive, Gambi knows Khalil's alive, and now Nissa knows. But Nissa didn't tell Gambi or anyone else in the family that she knows that's Khalil. So whether she tells Jennifer, because at some point somebody's gonna tell Jennifer, or Jennifer's gonna find out the hard way. And if Jennifer finds out the hard way, like, oh, hell, gonna break loose. But we'll see if Nissa actually tells Jennifer, or even tells anyone else in the family. So. All right, so then after that, so like Khalil's down, and then Black Lightning and Sergeant Williams go at it, and then Sergeant Williams, he's just like, because like he's a hypocrite, because he's just like, what you doing, meta? Like, you disgust me, meta. It's time to clean the city up of all this dirty meta filth. And I'm like, bro, like, you a meta, like, and your meta ability is that you can mimic everyone else's ability. So he ends up mimicking Black Lightning's powers. He's like, yo, I like these powers, and then the two of them have like a lightning standoff, and then Black Lightning's just like, yeah, my powers are cool and all, but but the thing about it is, when you build too much of it, it damages like your nervous system. And he was like, I got the suit protects my nervous system from being damaged. But he was like, you ain't got nothing to protect you. And then Sergeant Williams was just like, yeah, you right. And he got overwhelmed, and then like he passed out. And then like the people came out, like the public started cheering, Black Lightning's back, Black Lightning and Thunder's back, and then like it's all gravy. So after that, and then after that, like, Henderson was like, welcome to the resistance, and then he's like, right on, brother, and then let's go take back the city, and then that's how the episode ended. So then, after the fight was over, Nissa went back to the radio tower where Gambi was. When Gambi got there was a kid who was inside the radio tower, and the kid, he was just like, if you're ASA, like, I don't want to have anything to do with you, but he was just like, nah, I'm not ASA anymore. He was just like, I'm here to try to help people. The kid let him in, and then come to find out, like, it's a kid from back in the day, like 30 years ago. He's one of the original vaccine kids, and so, which means he's like 48, 50 years old. But he's still like 16, 17. They said that, then Gambi was like, what are you doing in this old abandoned radio station? And then come to find out the kid's a technopath. Like, he can talk, he can literally talk to technology. And keep in mind, in the 70s, technology was basically like a payphone. You know, like a payphone and a regular like two-way transistor radio. So you got to imagine when this kid woke up in like 2019, like his brain must have exploded with all of like the digital chatter that was, you know, that was going on. And then he said that he was just like, he was so overwhelmed. He went to that old radio tower just to like hide from all the noise, because he was just like, this digital world, like it's talking to me. You know, Gambi, he was trying to like screw something in, and he was like, "Don't do that." He's like, because they don't like it when you use the screwdriver, and then but when he touches the stuff, he can communicate with them, he can talk to them, so he can get old machines to work, he can get machines to come on, he can get them to do what he wants. He's a very dangerous asset, but they could use him, like the Pierce family could use him to take down the ASA operation, because he can literally disrupt their entire network with just like one thought. So, you know, they end up getting the message, like Thunder shows up, you know, Thunder was the first person outside of Gambi to meet this kid, so she knows that he's a technopath, he calls himself TC. You know, they upload the message, they get the message out to the to the public, and we'll see if the public responds and how the government responds to that. Jennifer and Brandon, you know, she was at Brandon's house, they were talking, and then, you know, he apologized for kicking her out, she apologized for being a biatch. he told her, he was like, yeah, when mom, he's like, you know, Dr. Chase did experiments on my mom when she was pregnant with me, and then when I was born, he was like, I watched my mom slowly like deteriorate, and then she died when I was like 11, 12 years old. But then he said that one of his powers, once he realized he could turn coal into diamond, he used those diamonds to move, and then like he got his own apartment and everything. Now he's here to kill Dr. Chase. Jennifer lied to him and said that she got her powers because somebody slipped green light in her drink at a party. But I guess, you know, she's still trying to keep the family secret. And then, you know, so then after that, they were just like, all right, you know, the two of them were talking or whatever. But then, you know, she gave him the information, because remember, last episode she had that information on Dr. Chase. She gave him the information. You know, he looked up the information. He was just like, yo, she's not even here. She's in Markovia. And then he got mad. He got pissed, because he came here for the sole purpose of whooping Chase's ass. And then he was like, yo, she ain't here. So his emotions got out of control. And then he started like, you know, like spazzing out. And then Jennifer had to like calm him down or whatever. And then, you know, she told him, she was just like, yo, you just had an emotional flare. She was like, you know, she's gonna be like, yo, I smoke weed because it helps calm me down, my powers. I'm like, yeah, all right, lady. But you know, so the two of them, like, Jennifer has not been home. Jennifer has not spoken to a member of her family in like 4 weeks. You know, she's just been going back and forth between homeschool and Brandon's house. And ain't nobody home because Jeff's out running the streets, you know, like kicking ass. And then Lynn, you know, Lynn's whole thing, like in the beginning, like Lynn, she was talking to Tobias Whale. And that was actually a pretty powerful scene, because Tobias was basically just like, you know, he was like, you know, you're going to be famous, Lynn. And he's going to be like, you know, Dr. Lynn Stewart, the woman who brought back slavery. And then she's like, what are you talking about, you bastard? And then he was just like, come on, Chase. You know, he was just like he was like, you know, what do you think the ASA is doing with all these metas? He's like, look at their powers, you know, strength, invisibility, self-healing. He's like, do these sound like, you know, like he's like these sound like military he was like, come on, you know better than that. And then he was like, and while we're on the subject, your husband Black Lightning, is he just obsessed with Parliament? Because he was like making fun of his suit. I thought that was pretty funny, you know. And then, you know, but she told him, she was just like, you know, like, I'm here to save the vaccine kids, and when, you know, she was like, although they're gonna use their powers, you know, at least they have the choice. And he was like, he looked at her, he was like, bitch, they ain't got no choice. He was like, you really think that? He's like, I've worked with the ASA for 25 years. He's like, I've been with you for a month and some change. And he told her, he was just like, yo, he was like, when it's all said and done, he's like, you know, the ASA is going to stabilize they meta weapons. It's going to be thanks to you, you know. And she was just like, you know, I mean, she didn't know what to do. She was kind of just like, she knows that, like, Lynn ain't stupid, like, she knows that, but she's just like Lynn's whole thing is, she's like, well, maybe if I save the kids, you know, Jeff can swoop in at the last second and, like, you know, scoop them up or whatever. But you know, so that was that was where they left it. But he told her, he was, you know, but she was just like, so how are we supposed to save the kids? And then obviously Tobias Whale, like, he has his own agenda, because like he is helping Chase, like he's giving, I keep calling her Chase, he keeps helping Lynn. He's giving Lynn information that she needs. You know, he's giving, you know, like, he's trying to talk to her, he's trying to, like, you know, be the voice of reason, but he has his own agenda. So his whole thing is, and this is a true fact, he was just like, you know, he was like, the one thing the ASA needs is me. He was like, if you burst me out of jail, they can't use my DNA to, you know, to save the medikit, to stabilize the metas. And so he was just like, yo, you gotta let me out of here. And then she's like, why would I do that? And then he, you know, And then she was like, I can't do that anyway because we don't have the resources and you'll never get out the front door. But he was like, but I know you've been experimenting with DNA. So his whole thing is, if, because there's one kid that can camouflage himself. So he's just like, if you take that kid's DNA and splice it with my DNA and, I can have the power of camouflage. He was like, I can just sneak out of here. The ASA won't have me as an asset and you can save the medic kids. And this is true. And obviously, if this is true, but at the same time, you're just giving Tobias Whale camouflage powers, and nobody wants to give Tobias Whale she's gonna make Tobias Whale stronger at the sake of helping these children. So she has to decide what's more important here. When Black Lightning joined the Resistance, the ASA basically went on lockdown, and because Lynn was working for the ASA, with a deal with Black Lightning and the family. Now that Black Lightning turned on the ASA officially, that deal's null and void. So now the ASA is coming for Lynn. Gambi called Lynn and he was like, hey Lynn, despite the fact that you've been talking shit to me and being mean for the last 2 or 3 episodes, I'm still going to come get your ass from the ASA. So he rolls. So of course, before Lynn leaves the ASA, she takes her green light. And there was a room that she found. She found a room that was just full of green light because she asked Tobias, well, she was like, how would the ASA get that much green light, for all these children? And then, she found a room, the ASA has a room stocked full of green light, So and that was pretty cool. And then she was shocked when she saw it, but she took her green light, her little her green light pills, she scooped them up. She was like, I have to get the cure. I'm like, I think she took the cure, but I'm like she took 1 bottle of the cure and 13 containers of that green light candy. But then she put everything in her purse, and then when she walked out of the ASA and Gambi had the van, she dropped her bag. And then when she dropped her bag, she was like, I have to get my bag, Gambi. And he was like, come on, Lynn, we gotta go. And then she's like, I need my bag. And I'm just like, it would have taken you less than a second just to reach out. What should have happened was Gambi should have literally grabbed her and yanked her into the van, because she was getting into the van on her own while she was saying to him, I need my bag. And I'm like, well, no one's touching you. Just go get the damn bag. So that was pretty funny. And I guess Nissa was driving the van, because they never showed, because when she got in the van, he was like, all right, go, but they never showed you who was driving the van. So I'm like, who's driving the van? Unless it was maybe Nissa. So Lynn's gonna have a problem now, because she doesn't have her green light. She doesn't have her green light candy. She left the vaccine. She left the cure on the floor. She's mad. She's gonna be mad at Jeff because Jefferson joined the Resistance, and now we got to have a Lynn Jefferson. You screwed up my work, Jefferson. He's gonna be like, woman, the people are dying, and it's like we gotta have one of those again. And I'm like, the two of them do this every year, And then as always, Lynn's gonna disrespect his daddy, because every time Jennifer and Lynn get into a fight, she's always just like, nobody cares about Alvin Pierce, and then he always gives her the look like he about to light her up. So that's coming. Jennifer will probably link back up with the family. So I mean, the family's back. Everybody's coming back now. So, but that's how the episode went. There's still no Lala. I have no idea what happened to Lala, where Lala is. We still need Lala. And and again, Black Lightning and Thunder's back, but the crossover's coming. So now that Black Lightning's in the middle of the Resistance and everything, we need to see how that's going to affect him with the crossover, how they're going to pull him off of his show to do the CW crossover. But that's it. Prediction wise, I mean, Odell will probably be back after the crossover's over. Odell's going to be back, and then he's going to try to take control of the ASA once again, because he's not going to let all those assets, go to waste. And Tobias will break out, and then what's going to happen is they're going to take down Markovia, they're going to take down the ASA, but then Tobias Whale's still going to be around with the 100 gang, and and that's it. So good episode of Black Lightning. First half of the season. Is done very well. It's so when does Jennifer find out about Khalil? What's going to happen with Lynn and Jefferson? Where's Grace? Because as of right now, aside from punching that chick in the face who leads the Purdy, Nissa ain't got nothing to do. All of Nissa's storylines have basically been, touched on and discovered. So we'll see what they have for this in the second half of the season. Definitely good stuff. So that was it. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the CW crossover because Black Lightning is going to be in the crossover. Definitely going to do some videos about that. Check out my other DC superhero TV videos. Leave a comment, like, and or subscribe. And until next time, for